For our SEL lesson today, we are going to study a little bit about President's Day. Yesterday, we had no school on Monday because it's a holiday called President's Day. So today we're going to talk about what is President's Day and how do people celebrate. And then we're going to read a story thinking about if we were president, what would we do? Go ahead and click on Activities, Assign to Class folder, Light blue folder, SEL. When you open your SEL folder, you will see a task called President's Day. Right here is our task for SEL. Go ahead and click Add Response to open that up together. On your task today, you only have one slide, and it says, if I were president, I would. If I were president, I would. Today, as we learn a little bit about President's Day, I want you thinking about this sentence starter. What would you do if you had the chance to be president? We have already learned a little bit about the president, who is the leader of the executive branch over our whole nation. Remember that federal level, that's the biggest government we have. The president, the office of the president, is the leader of that. Today we're going to start with a video thinking about what is President's Day? Why do we celebrate this holiday? I'm going to be the person who plays the video, and you are showing focused attention, listening, and thinking about what is President's Day.
Of the holiday was to commemorate George Washington's birthday in 1796, which was the last full year.
Sorry about that, boys and girls. Let's go ahead and restart this.
Of the holiday was to commemorate George Washington's birthday in 1796, which was the last full year of his presidency. Today, the official day is still legally named Washington's birthday.
By the early 19th century, Washington's birthday had been recognized as a bona fide national holiday. Then along came Abraham Lincoln, another revered president and fellow February baby, who was born on the 12th of the month. The first formal observance of his birthday took place in 1865, the year after his assassination, when both houses of Congress gathered for a memorial address. While Lincoln's birthday did not become a national holiday like George Washington's, it did become a legal holiday in several states.
All right, so we just heard a little bit about why President's Day is celebrated in February. So I'm looking for a friend who is showing really good listening to our video. Why do we have a day called President's Day, and why do we have it in February? Looking for a third grade hand. Why do we have a day called President's Day? Gloria, go ahead.
Because to honor George Washington's birthday.
So who was George Washington? I agree with Gloria. We want to honor George Washington's birthday. Who was George Washington? Why do we try to honor him? Oh my goodness, Gloria again. Gloria must be excited for learning today. Gloria, go ahead.
He was the first president ever.
He was the first president in our country. Remember, we learned about when our country was established as a community. When we became a country, he was the first president that the people elected. So we want to honor him because he was the first. And then the video talked about another president that came a lot later in our country. That president's name was Abraham Lincoln. And he also had a birthday in February. So we decided in our country that we could have a holiday where we celebrate all of the presidents. And we chose the month of February because there are 2 birthdays in February, George Washington's and Abraham Lincoln. So that's why we had no school yesterday. Now we're going to look at our next story, and I'm going to have you read this story to yourself. Let's talk about where you can find your story on your Seesaw task.
Sure. Yesterday I worked on.
When you're on Seesaw, here, let me get this open here.
So I'm still working on that, so I'll be focused on that today.
Sorry about that, boys and girls. When you're on your Seesaw task and you click View Instructions, you will see it says 1 of 2 videos. The first video we just watched together, what is President's Day? But the second video you can find if you click on the arrow. The second video is a read aloud of the story called Duck for President. I love this story. I think it's very silly, but I think it's also important to think about when somebody is president, they may make different choices than you would make. So remember, today we're thinking about if I were president, what would I do? I'm going to stop our recording, and I want you to go and listen to this read aloud story about Duck for President. And then when you're finished with that video, you can go ahead and start working on slide number 1, answering, if I were president, I would. On this page, you can type your response, or you can push record and talk into the microphone and share, what would you do if you were president? So you may go ahead and click View Instructions, click on the link, and go to slide 2 for Duck for President. You have 10 minutes to do that, to listen to the story, Duck for President, start typing or recording your response to what would you do if you were president. In 10 minutes, we're going to come back together and we'll go ahead and start our reading lesson, okay? You have 10 minutes. You may go ahead and get started. All right, so you have just had a chance to listen to Duck for President, and I see most of you are already on your Seesaw slide number 1. If I were president, I would. Is there anyone who wants to share out something they would do if they had a chance to be president? Anyone want to volunteer? What would you do if you were president? Haley, go ahead.
So what I did, help my community by picking up the trash off the ground, and wear a mask outside.
Thank you, Haley, for sharing those wonderful ideas. of what you would do if you were president. Are there any other third graders interested in sharing what they would do if they had a chance to be president of the country? Gloria, go ahead.
I would say stop killing animals.
Mm, yeah, that's really important, Gloria. Thank you for that. Jillian, your turn.
I put on mine help clean roads and help our community.
That's really good. I love that we're thinking still about our community and how people participate in the government. Thank you, Jillian, for sharing that idea. We are going to go ahead and wrap up our SEL work. So you need to have typed a response or recorded with a microphone at least one idea of something you would do if you were president or presidente of the country. Okay, let's go ahead and turn in our work with the green check when we are done.